Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of our ONDC Built for Bharat Negotiation Engine project. So, in part 2, we ended the video with an error. That was, we were getting the path, but we weren't entering our routes to our negotiation. So, I fixed it. There was just a small thing I missed. I forgot to write this next function call. What did this was, instead of making this logging path and method part as a middleware, we ended up making it as our endpoint. So yeah, that's fixed. Now let's go ahead and run our server. Our server is running. Let's open Postman. It's going to take a bit of time. Meanwhile, I went ahead and developed the schema for our database as well. I'll be showing you after this. So right now, if you notice, we have our post method over here. So if we come over here to a server and go in our routes, for a post method, we'll get a log of create a negotiation. So let's try doing that. We send our request. Now thing is over here no response will be loaded because over here we haven't returned any response. But you can see that create a negotiation. It got logged in our console. So basically this route is working. Now what we need to go ahead and do is create the schemas in our model folder. I already went ahead and did that, but I'll explain it to you what we did here. So basically, in our negotiation engine, there are going to be two entities, right? Buyer app and seller app. So those entities, this is the schemas for those entities. Buyer schema is they have name, location, total purchases, that is a number, preferred categories, that is an array of string, joined on date, email string, contact number string, and their reviews again as a array. Now these reviews are gonna be given by sellers, and hopefully this all these fields are gonna be provided by ONDC so that when the embedded intelligence is applied on negotiation, these factors can be used to improve the negotiation. Next, going ahead, we have our sellers over here. In seller schema, we have same name, location, plus they have rating field from 0 to 5, products sold, number, active since, date, email, contact number, and again reviews from buyers. Now what these two schemas are gonna do is help drive negotiation in a positive direction. That is, if a seller has been active since just yesterday, there's no authenticity to that seller, right? So the settlements and stuff have to be kept in mind in that way. Meanwhile, if one of the sellers have been active since like 10 years or so, and they have sold like millions of products, so you know they are genuine, and based on that you can take a bit of ease for settlement payments and stuff. Now going ahead, of our negotiation model, we are importing the seller schema and buyer schema over here. If you look over here, and we have prepared, I'll explain these two to you later on. But yeah, over here we are declaring the negotiation schema in which we are importing the seller and buyer. We are also setting these fields as true because of course we are gonna need them, both of them, for the negotiation to take place. Going ahead, we have product details. In product details, there will be product name, description, category, and history. No, these three things are gonna be plain old strings. Going ahead of this is gonna be price history. Now, price history is gonna be a number array. This type. number schema. We created this over here, number schema and string schema. So basically what we want to do is whenever one of the entities, buyer or seller, submit their proposal of the price, the number should get recorded, and at the same time a timestamp should be given to that. All right. And same thing with string. If they wanna pass string arguments like this, warranty, financing, these are string arguments. So if they wanna pass it, again, string and their timestamp. Now, what we wanna do is all these things, all these fields. If you watched part one closely, we had mentioned in our notes different things people want to negotiate on: warranty, discount, financing, buyer funder fee, commission, settlement window, settlement cycle, performance standards, jurisdiction, disputes, liability. These all things comes in product details. Now in negotiation details, what comes: seller satisfaction, buyer satisfaction, seller score, buyer score, and the state of the negotiation. Is it open or closed? By default it's open because obviously it's going to be open, and when the negotiation terminates it enters the closed stage. And we are exporting this model so that whenever we perform any post method to our database, this thing gets followed. All right, I guess that's it for today's video. In part 4, I'll be adding a few more things. Like for over here, if you look, price history, we are just entering the number. But what we are missing over here, number and date. But what we are missing over here is who entered this field, right? Was it was the proposal from buyer or seller? So we'll be adding that entity to it, and also we'll be adding a switch enum to it in negotiation details, uh, about turns, like whose turn is it to negotiate next. So like buyer can't give two continuous negotiations, right? Like buyer gave 100, after that he immediately gave 90 himself. That's not gonna work. Over here there's gonna be a back and forth, buyer seller. That's the order of the negotiation we are going for over here. And this mechanism, negotiation details, I'll be explaining in next video. This is useful for our embedded intelligence to determine if the negotiation is converging or diverging. Right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in next video.